Good evening. Welcome to We the People Prepping. This is Dan. Some things you might have missed in the news. There are still 5,000 troops, or roughly about 5,000 troops, stationed in Washington, D.C. Now, they are claiming that there is chatter, supposedly, they have intel, that says that there is going to be more violence. So that's why they're keeping these troops there. Okay. Several troops that returned home sick because the quality of food that these troops are being fed is abominable. Okay. The food is cold, it's undercooked, in some cases raw. One soldier, I believe, they said when he ingested the food, it had metal shavings in it. This was on the news. Of course, it wasn't on mainstream media, but it was on the news. Okay. I've read a news article about it as well. So not only are our troops being used as pawns in this political game, but on top of that, they are treating our troops as worse than animals. We already know what they did earlier this year by making them sleep in a parking garage. This is an abomination to our military. No troops, especially on American soil, no American troops on American soil should be treated this way. This is just wrong. Now, in other news, Fairfax County, Virginia, which is county right outside Washington, D.C. They are trying to tell you how and what, how to display your American flag. Okay, they're telling you what size it can be. It can't even be the size of the flag that is draped over a U.S. soldier's coffin. They're trying to tell you how many flags you can fly. They're limiting it to 2. Yeah. Okay. They're, on top of that, they are limiting how fucking high you can have your flagpole to fly your scaled down version of the American flag. Now, if you are flying a state flag, an American flag, those are your 2 flags that you're allowed. That's it. You're not allowed to fly a third, don't tread on me flag or any other religious flag or anything like that. But, if you're doing a state flag and a religious flag, you're not allowed to fly the American flag under these ordinances that they are trying to pass. And that doesn't just count for businesses or public property. It counts for your home, your private residence. Okay? So now they are infringing upon your rights as to how you can fly an American flag, what size you can fly it, how high you can fly it. I mean, seriously? The culture never stops, does it? I mean, what business is it of theirs? How high you fly your flag, how big your flag is, or how many flags you fly. I mean, it's your personal property. And it is your free, right as a free person in this country to fly your American flag however you feel free to fly it. I mean, I'm flying an American flag right now, but it's upside down because this is a nation that is in severe distress. We need help. And flying the American flag upside down is a signal for a nation in distress, just so you know. Okay, it is not to dishonor the flag or the soldiers or anything like that, but this nation is under attack from within, and we are in severe distress. They don't care that they are destroying this country as long as they get what they want. And what they want is total control over everybody. Now, I applaud Texas and Mississippi, the governors there, for the fact that they are lifting the mask mandates and the lockdowns. Okay, which I was listening to, the current administration. I'll just put it that way, because I don't like calling him the president, because he's not my president. He is a sham. He is a puppet. He is a moron. Okay, but he got on TV and started railing against the governors of those two states because they are lifting these mandates. This man that is supposedly calling for unity, remember, right? He's supposed to be the unifying president. He's supposed to bring this country back together, bring peace to everybody, right? This is the same man that got on TV and said that basically lifting the sanctions, the lockdowns and the mask mandates and all of that was Neanderthal thinking. Yeah. So because these people are fed up with being locked down, because the lockdowns absolutely do no good, and because they are sick of wearing a mask that does absolutely no good, but it does endanger their health. I mean, you can't deny the fact that in, I believe it was 2018, Dr. Fauci himself, the leading virologist, remember, in the country, wrote a paper about the Spanish flu that said that most of the people that died during the time of the Spanish flu did not die of the flu. They died of bacterial pneumonia from wearing masks. Okay, and he said that the masks showed no indication that they were of any assistance during the viral outbreak of the Spanish flu. Okay, fast forward 100 years, now we have this new virus, and now, even though he just a couple of years back said that masks are more of a danger than they are a help, now he's telling everybody, you need to mask up for public safety. Yeah, okay. You can take your bullshit science and shove it straight up your ass. Okay, because you're not following the science. You are just there to get your 15 minutes of fame, to, be a glory hound. That's all you're doing. Okay, you're not following your own science that you spouted off a couple of years back. Now, on another note, how hard it is to find N95 masks, right? They're in short supply and they are needed for medical personnel, but yet medical personnel, a lot of the hospitals are giving their nurses and so forth one N95 mask, and it's supposed to last them the whole night. Now, according to the science, they should change out that mask every 15, 20 minutes. You know, we'll be generous and say a half hour. Okay? Now, here's the funny thing about that. Since, March of last year, Trump ramped up production of respirators and PPE and all that. He had businesses convert over to manufacturing of these things, right? Well, they've been manufacturing millions of masks a day of these N95 masks. So where have all these masks gone? How come the medical professionals have not been receiving all of these masks? Well, I read a report. Yeah, it was a government report. The report states that even though they had made all of these millions and millions of masks, they are not logistically equipped to distribute them. So they are sitting in warehouses. Yeah, we have warehouses full of N95 masks that are supposedly really, really needed by the medical professionals, and the general public isn't supposed to go out and buy any of them because they're needed by the medical professionals. But in the meantime, we have warehouses sitting full of N95 masks. Huh. Somebody explain that to me. How can you not figure out the logistics of take the masks, the boxes of masks from the warehouse, put them on semi-trucks, ship them out to where they're needed? I mean, we do it with hundreds of thousands of different products every damn day. Why can't we do it with N95 masks? Doesn't make any sense to me. How about you guys? You know, I mean, is there any reason we should have all these sitting in warehouses? That's like, those respirators that we were in such desperate need of. There you got warehouses full of them just sitting. Okay? De Blasio claimed that, and Cuomo both claimed that they weren't receiving, the respirators. But it turns out they've got warehouses full of them. They just weren't distributing them. Wonder why that might be, huh? Any of y'all have a clue on that? Speaking of Cuomo, this man's a real piece of shit. Okay? He bashed Trump and bashed all these other people, and he sat there and talked about, supporting the YouTube movement, and he talked about how you should be, no matter whether you're in politics or not, whatever, if you're rich or poor or whatever, you should be held accountable for your actions. But yet, he's denying his own actions on two different fronts right now. He's claiming that he never sexually harassed these women, that he never inappropriately touched them, Then he turns around and he says, well, that's, when they asked him about grabbing the woman by the face and giving her a kiss, well, that's how I greet people. Motherfucker, you greet me like that, I'm going to knock your damn teeth down your throat. You greet my wife like that, you're going to be singing so damn high, they'll hear you in another galaxy. Because I will crush your fucking nuts. Okay? But, he's making denial after denial on that. He came out today and he made they called it a heartfelt apology. Well, I watched that bullshit. There wasn't nothing heartfelt about it. You could tell the fucking shit was fake. He doesn't give a fuck. He's just trying to save his political career. Okay? Now, as far as putting the COVID patients into nursing homes, he's still not apologized to the families that he killed their loved ones. by doing this. He still denies any wrongdoing, even though members of his own cabinet came out and said that they knew the numbers were much higher than they'd reported, but they didn't want to report the actual numbers for fear that the Justice Department would come after them. So basically, your cabinet member just admitted that you knew that you'd fucked up and you'd killed thousands and thousands of people through a mandate that you ordered, and you're still denying. I mean, this man needs to be removed from office immediately and put in prison for the murder of thousands of people in New York. We need to start holding politicians accountable for their actions. If we would actually hold politicians accountable and make them have to pay a criminal price for their actions, we would get a lot better politicians in there, I guarantee it. You know, when you got politicians that are saying this and doing this and, you know, dirty dealing everywhere and they get caught, they should not just be removed from office. They shouldn't be reprimanded. They shouldn't have pay suspension or nothing like that. They should be removed from office and put in prison. Plain and simple. If we start sending these politicians to prison, we would get more honest politicians. And I'm not just talking about a 1 or 2 or 3 year sentence or a 5 year or 10 year. I'm talking you give them a minimum of 25 years behind bars. And not in some cushy federal, resort prison. Put them in a hard labor prison. Make their asses have to work. It'll be the first time in most of these people's lives that they ever did an honest day's work. Yeah, I'm fed up with the bullshit in this country. And as far as the lawmaking in this country goes, the way that it should work is the politicians serve a term. And any laws that they make during that term will not go in effect until voted on by the next term's politicians. Okay? So, say you got 4 years right now, okay, that you're serving. Any bill that you pass right now does not go in effect until it's voted on by the next Congress or Senate or, whatever. That way we get a chance for the people to actually say yes or no to these policies that they're trying to enforce on us. Because if the people don't like it, we just won't vote those people back into office. That way we get somebody in there that'll vote that crap out, or shoot that shit down, Now, I do believe that during this presidency, there is going to be a war breakout. I said that before he was even sworn in. I gave my opinion on that. Now, here's my concern right now. The weather's starting to warm up. Okay, so we're getting ready to head into spring. Spring normally means new life, planting, flowers blooming, trees blooming, and all that. Well, what it also means is you got Antifa and BLM and all these other hate groups that are going to be coming back out in droves. Okay, yeah, they've still been rioting and looting and all that crap in, like Washington State and all that crap. Seattle. Okay. But now, since it's starting to warm up in other parts of the country, they're going to be coming back out. We're going to see these so-called peaceful protests where buildings are burning in the background while they're saying it, and people are being beaten. And, I mean, it's coming. I know it's coming. They have talked to people from other countries about their perception of America right now. And a lot of these people from other countries don't even want to come here right now, honestly, because of the state of our country. They have talked to people from Africa, from, Kuwait, all these other countries. I mean, and a lot of them are like, we can see where your country's headed, and it's not headed in a good direction. Yeah, I mean, there are people that still want to come here because even with all the turmoil going on in this country, we are still the greatest nation in the world. Okay, so yeah, people from Venezuela want to come up here, and of course, I mean, their entire country, it just went to shit. I mean, they destroyed their country when they brought in the socialist dictator, basically. I mean, Alaska Prepper released a video earlier today on that same subject. You ought to watch that video. It's very good. He's just reading an article. He's not giving his opinion or nothing like that. He is just reading a news article, but it's about Venezuela, and it has comparisons to the United States in it, and it's very interesting. He also posted a link to the news article so that you could read it for yourself. But I'm going to shut up now. This has been Dan with We the People Prepping. Sorry about the rant, but I had to get these things off my mind, off my chest. If you like my content, please subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up. Share my content with your friends, family. Ring the little bell icon so that you're notified whenever I upload a new video. If you would like to support my channel, there will be links in the description below. And until next time, this is Dan. I wish each and every one of you a blessed night. God bless. Take care.